what's going on, everyone? Hope y'all are doing well. If you're new here, my name is Josh. Welcome to the channel. We are going to be getting into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. JJK, man, it is back. It's freaking back. The long anticipated Season 3. I have not reacted to JJK on this channel. If any of y'all are new here, mostly have been reacting to Naruto, One Piece, Solo Leveling, Gachakuta, etc. Check those out if you're interested. But I have seen Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, the movie, and Season 2. So just for some context, like I have seen it, I've actually rewatched it a couple of times, I think. Season 2 was just that damn good, man. I honestly, it's been so long. I feel like JJK's like power system and all the different characters is sometimes hard to like keep your bearings on, so I might need y'all to remind me a little bit of things. But man, Season 2, especially the first half for me personally, I know a lot of people love the Shibuya incident part and all the action, and I love that too. But the first part with Gojo's and Geto's backstory, man, was that so freaking well written. What's his name? Toji, right? The assassin, when he killed Gojo, quote unquote. That shit was the craziest, one of the craziest things I've ever seen in anime. It's so freaking cool. I love the writing of Season 2. And if I remember correctly, the kind of the second half of it, it just ends with like absolute depression, bro. Absolute depression with YUJI. Like, I think they're kind of after him to execute him, if I remember correctly. I think, what's his face? The one with Rika, the one from the movie. I'm pretty sure he's coming back. I think maybe he was tasked to execute him or something. I don't really remember fully. I know a lot of people died. Our boy Nanami, man, RIP. That was tough to watch. But yeah, y'all, I am very looking forward to Season 3. I've heard really good things about the Culling games, and a little nervous for Yuji. A little nervous, not gonna lie, but hopefully our boy will find some ways to get up top. He's been taking a lot of L's, so hopefully we get some W's for Yuji. Although the way JJK is going, I don't know if it's gonna end up being a happy story, so we'll see. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get into this, y'all. If you enjoy it, drop a like for me, comment. If you're new and want to follow on for more of the JJK Season 3, hit that sub button. Also check out the Patreon. I think as we go, I'll try to be releasing around the release date, so not really any early access, but you should have full uncut access. Jeez, I'm hitting things. So check out the Patreon if you're interested. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and watch some JJK together. Oh God. Ooh, interesting. Cool art design decisions here. I like the blurring out and everything. Bro's gotta put some hydrogen peroxide on his hands, get that blood off more easily. Oh my God. I think I just remembered his name. YUTA, right? YUTA. I think one thing I forgot about the end of last season is like where the curse is kind of just like all unleashed. Like, is that why there's so many of them going around now? Damn, he's just taking a beating. Is this YUTA, man? Rika-chan. Hey. Dude, I feel so bad for Yuji, man. He's just getting boned left and right here. Really interesting, y'all. The feel of that just opening sequence was just like eerie. Jeez. Christ, bro. Special grade first sorcerer. What the hell? This guy's a piece of work, huh?
ごめんちゃい。でも別にええやろ。俺が来ても来やんでも。の全員家当主は俺なんやから。弟のあんたもパッとせえ。その娘はロンが。じいちくんはな、顔があかんわ。当時くんと逆やったらよかったのにな。
JJK. Man, all special grades. That's cool.
皆さんお揃いで、たった今、全員家当主、全員直人様がお亡くなりになられました。ご遺言状はこの古舘がお預かりいたしております。ご遺言状は直人様のご意志によって、全員扇様、全員仁一様、ご遺言状を読み上げます。
Dude, I love the flickering light in the shadows.
全員家27代目当主を全員直哉とする。光線機構および全員家機構に保管されている呪具を含めた全財産を直哉が相続し、全員扇、全員仁一のいずれかの承認を得た上でとす。
まあええか。
何らかの理由で五条悟が死亡、または意志能力を喪失した場合、伏黒当時との誓約状を履行し、伏黒めぐみを全員全員家当主とし、全財産を譲る。
So that means Megumi's gonna become the head then.
ああかん話や。めぐみくんは今どこで何してるん？
東京で虎杖裕二捜索の任に当たっているそうです。
誰やねん。
例の少な器です。
全員直哉が少なの器殺したる。
Oh my god.
少なの器のとこおる。針まとめて殺したる。
Of course he wouldn't accept it.
東京は魔境や。全員家当主は俺や。
No, you ain't. No, you ain't. It's Megumi, boy. Truly deserving. Season 2 was truly heartbreaking with how many people died, dude.
怪我の具合はどう？
苦戦を食らったとこ以外はまあ平気。少なの影響があいつの力が大きくなってるのを感じる。
高専に戻っていいんだぞ。俺も少曹たちの亡骸を回収したいしな。
俺が戻りたいかどうかの問題じゃねえんだ。少なが伏黒を使って何か企んでる。それに俺は人を助けた人間が将来人を殺したらどうする？と一緒にはいられない。
He's gonna want to isolate.
俺はお前の弟も殺したんだぞ。
許す許さないじゃない。
This whole thing with this guy was really interesting with how he perceived him as his brother. Like, he's not really his brother, right? Damn, cool. YUJI going crazy. Vertical sprint. Oh my god, it's a flying squirrel spirit. Oh. Damn, bro, this animation's so cool. Using the teeth to slow himself down. Oh my god, there's so many. Dude, the sound effects for the curses was always so creepy. Yeah, dude, Choso's like lightning beam thing is so cool. Damn, the absolute faith in each other. Ah. Yeah. A war god. He's Ares. Everyone thinks Yuji's a brother. My brother.
あったはずだ。お前の父の額にも脱いでな。
めぐみくんおらんやん。俺が一番乗り、そんなことあんの？遠すぎへん。
Is it the one dude? Yeah.
今伏黒の話したか。
君らも何してん？目立ちすぎやで。逃げる気ないん？
逃げる。
なんや、知らんのか。やって、サトル君の後ろ盾がのうなったから。俺がようあんのはめぐみ君やから、ぶっちゃけ君は聖者どうでもええねん。こんなもあれやし、とりあえず足でも追っといたろうかな。
Simple as that. Just break a couple legs.
めぐみ君、君を探してるんやって。
Oh my god. Pop, 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 pop. He's barely trying either, dude. This guy's crazy.
早いっちゃ早いんだけど、なんか変だな。
術式。
思ったよりやりよるんやね。正直なめてたわ。
This guy talks too much, man.
わかるとして、隣のは何者や。もうちょい対応してみるか。
Even more?
五条先生、もっと不気味な。一人じゃない。
Dude, let's go. What an entrance.
誰だ？誰であろうと目的は公認か。
Man, he's so cool with that sword.
ちょい待って。味方やで。君、おっこつくんやろ。
おっこつ。シウロが言ってた2年の先生と同じ。
Mm-hmm.
特級術師。
君と同じで。
Talking a lot of shit about Maki, man.
ユジ。
安心し。君の邪魔はせえへん。
金髪は種のあるスピードタイプ。あいつと追いかけっこはうまくない。俺が足止めする。
その代わり、虎杖君を殺しても、そのことを上にしばらく黙って。
肋骨から逃げ切ることだけを考える。
Mm.
それと同じタイプと見た。
Dude, it's crazy they're comparing him to Gojo. I know that they like made some comparisons or like Gojo talked about how crazy his potential is, but
戦わせず、かつ俺に引け目を感じさせない提案。
いいです。そっちは任せます。
早い。
早いな。
肋骨の進路を妨害するつもりが読まれている。
見てたで、砂血操術や。
yeah, the blood
なんで君
manipulation.
がそれを持っとんのかは知らんけど、鮮血以外はそんな怖ない。白蓮、でかいためがいる。あとは言わんでもわかるやろ。罪や、死ぬで君。
俺の弟に手を出してきて帰れると思っているのか。
Damn, bro, it truly looks like a dystopia here. Oh, we're back to this, yeah. On the chairs.
驚いた。パワータイプに見えないもんね。
場がなくてもとんでもねえ重力量だ。
Yeah.
あぶそこ重力強化で補ってることだけど、この人がやると真逆だな。
Mm.
五条先生より多いんだよ。重力量。
Dude, that's so
で
nuts.
も先生には陸眼があるから、ギーのロスが
Mm.
限りなくゼロなんだ。
It's more efficient.
パフォーマンスではやっぱり先生が一番だよ。僕に磁力切れはあっても先生にはないしね。話
But he's got more raw output, you know.
一流の術師ほど磁力の流れが読みづらいもんだ。お前とは違うよ。
磁力操作の精度が高いから直前まで攻撃が予測できないという意味だ。
There's too much to read, bro.
でもこの人は刀を含め全身から常に磁力が立ち上ってる。動きを読む読まない以前の問題、全ての攻撃が決定打になり得るし、全てのダメージを最小限に抑えられる。まだ死ぬわけにはいかねえんだ。
タイプによっては修行を進めるんだけど、ジュグダよりとかになって磁力操作がおろそかになっても嫌だし、
Mm.
有事にこういうのはまだ先かな。小ざまは応急処置。
ってねんだよ。
刀に行き過ぎ。
I hate seeing them fight, man. I want them to be friends.
まあそうだよね。五条先生の教え子だから一筋縄じゃいかないか。
傷は深いけど内臓出てねえ。これでお互い丸腰だ。
Oh no. Oh, it's Rika, dude. I thought it was a random one.
けだよ。いいか。いい
か。なんだこいつ。式神から出てきた。
帰っててね。
動けねえ。
ごめんね。
Bro.
虎杖君。
The fuck? Oh my god, y'all. That's freaking sad as shit. I mean, he knows that Yuji was like Gojo's student too. I wonder why he's like listening to this execution like call and everything. Man, I need to like go back and like get a season 2 recap to understand like who made the hit on him, if it was like the, you know, the Sorcerer Association or whatever. Dude, I really like the art design so far, like not just the animation but like the production choices. Like there's just some really unique moments already, really good. All right, let's go to the next. What a brutal way, dude. Slowly stabbing him. Sukuna ain't gonna be having it. Oh god, dude. Jeez, man, he's so fast. Cool. I can't help but think he's cool too at the same time, even though he's annoying as hell with talking so much. The eldest. Ooh, close.
合わせてきよった。なるほどな。貧薬毒か。動体視力を上げとる。
Everyone's just getting gutted, bro.
赤血操術やし、止血はお手のもんやろ。内緒やで。ダサいと思っとん土が獲物持ち歩くの。それがないと語れへんってことやし。意外とおんで、同じ考えのやつ。俺の兄さん方もブラブラとみっともないの。
He's very different than the other Zenin. Or Zanin.
嫌いやね。弟より出来の悪い兄なんかおる意味ないやろ。首くくって死んだらええねん。その兄弟たちの今のお前があるのかもしれん。
Yeah, two different perspectives.
ちょきしょいこと言うた。ドン引きやわ。出来がよかろうと悪か。兄は弟の手本。俺が道を誤った弟はその道を避ければいい。俺が正道を歩んだ。弟は後をついてくればいい。
It's interesting.
お前の兄が弱いおかげだったらどうする？なぜ俺がしぶといのか教えてやる。俺には手本がない。何度も間違える。それでも人の前を歩き続けなければならない。だから俺は強い。
I like that, man. Holy shit, dude, this looks so cool. Yo, this is insane, yo. Man, it's so creative. Frames per second.
俺は150年自らの術式と向き合い続けた長宗の
150 years? He's that old? Oh, did he get him? Jesus Christ. Yuta's going crazy, bro.
見下ろすなや。なんやこれ、どうか。赤血操術にそんな効果が。ちゃう。術式効果やない血液量。あいつ人間ちゃうかったんや。血肉体か。人外の血が入って体がそれを拒絶しとんだや。
直しましょう。僕の反転術式、人も直せますよ。その代わり、虎杖君の死はあなたの口からも上に報告してください。
何ですか父さん。彼女の話をするなら帰る。
お前がどう生きようとお前の勝手だ。あの女だけはやめとけ。死ぬぞ。お前が子供を欲しがっていたこともそれが叶わなかったことも知ってる。香りが死んだ。
お父さん、何の話ですか？
I like the lines. So is that Itadori's father? And his mother, I guess? Now that I think about it, have we ever, like, heard anything about his parents? What the hell is going on?
よかった。
What's going on? Yuta, you playing all of us?
ジョー先生がわざわざ会いに来てね。君のことを頼まれたんだ。
Yes.
やむを得ず芝居を打たせても。
僕に何かあったら1、2年のことをユータに頼みたくて。はかりはまあ大丈夫っしょ。
何かって女性関係ですか？
Because anyone who could kill Gojo would be a woman.
いや、五条先生に何かって想像つ
He would feel their wrath.
に執行人を立てられたり、君の情報を絶たれるよりは、
Yeah, I might give him some time.
バカじゃないから。そうかもとは執行人として認めてもらう代わりにっていう縛りを結んだんだ。だから一度殺した。
So did he just revive him afterwards, I guess?
じゃあなんで
With
俺
the
が来たんだ？
reverse.
反転術式
Yeah.
心臓を止まると同時に反転術式で一気に治癒した。君の話を聞いていたからいけると思って。君の死を偽装するのはこれで2度目だ。すぐバレ
That's so strong, man.
虎杖君の死刑は執行済みで処理されるはずだ。
そしてそこまでして。
僕が大切にしている人たちが君を大切にしているからだよ。
Aw.
僕も一度見余る大きな力を背負ったんだ。背負わされたと思っていた力は自身が招いたものだった。 君とは違う。君の背負った力は君の力じゃない。
Similar but different at the same time, right? But still, they can relate to each other. Damn, you know, Yuji needs to hear that right now.
違うんだ。俺のせいとかそういう問題じゃなくて。俺は人を。
虎杖。何してんの？さあ高専戻るぞ。今高専の結界は緩ん。お前が戻っても問題ないと先輩らと合流してる。
やめろ。当たり前のように受け入れるな。なかったことにするんじゃねえ。俺は
He's
人を殺した。
really suffering with his guilt, struggling with it.
俺たちのせいだ。お前一人で勝手に諦めるな。俺たちはヒーローじゃない。俺たちを本当の意味で裁ける人こそ。
Interesting.
俺たちは存在意義を示し続けなきゃならない。てる暇はねえんだ。
それじゃお前は
ただひたすらに人を助ける。
俺が隣にいる限り
行動原理だったはずだ。
ずっと苦しむことになるんだ。
まずは俺
Damn.
虎杖。鴨則俊が仕組み呪術を与えられた者たちの殺し合い。死滅回遊に積み木も巻き込まれてる。虎杖、お前の力が必要だ。
Damn. Okay, after waking their cursed invaders must go to... Oh, damn it! I'm gonna have to go back and read all this, man. I feel like I literally need to do like research watching JJK, man. It's very complex.
ゴツ先輩、クナが伏黒で何か企んでる。
Mm-hmm.
渋谷であいつに体を取られたのは、もし次俺がスクナと変わったら迷わず殺してくれ。お前ならできると思う。
If there's anyone that could, it'd be Yuta, right?
まず高専に戻って天元様と接触する。今日の封印の解き方。鴨則俊の具体的な目的と今後の出方。死滅回遊は未曾有の呪術テロ。これを収集するにはこの2つの回答がマストだ。
There's so much going on.
天元様しかいないと思う。
Tengen's like the one who like keeps up the barrier, right?
つくもさんは知らねえかな。
つくもさんとはもう話した。これはあの人の案だ。あの人も今高専に潜伏してる。上層部と関わりたくないらしい。
Who does in this world, man?
天元様を隠す結界なんだ。繰り 返される1000以上の扉の天元様のいる構成軍へとつながって
でなきゃ天元様に会えねえわけか。やっぱ今聞くわ。食い先をどうに。そうか。分かった。
Damn. So much grief.
その隠す結界とやなんとかなるかもしれんぞ。
出たんですね。
どういうことだ長宗。
I wonder what happened to the other Zanin
俺
guy.
たちを盗み出したんだ。それと同じことをする。
久しぶりってわけでも。
ば
Maki.
おうどうも。
マキさん。
おう、問題ね。やけどは仕方ないさ。反転術式でも後は残る。さすがは天与呪縛のフィジカルギフテッド。最後の最後で呪いへの耐性ではなく生来の肉精神を分けた。
天元様の結界のはず。
それは
俺から話そう。扉から構成軍の途中には武や呪物を保管している貴国の弟たち。ノーランス、コッツ、
Oh my god.
少々の亡き
This poor
が
guy.
亡き殻でも6人の知的効果で気配くらい分かるはずだ。
グー。
それはいいとして、こいつは誰だ。
He's our new brother.
とりあえず俺の兄貴。
この先に弟たちが眠っている。
オリオ、奥に
Interesting.
構成軍へと続く昇降機がある。
分かってる。後で迎えに来る。もう少し待っててくれ。
結婚何かあったのかな。
2年も前
Oh man. That's when she got freaking capped.
あの時始まったのかもしれない。みんな
Everything went downhill from there, man. It really did. Ghetto's fall from that moment, his trauma from that shit. Man, that scene with the girl getting shot, I forgot what her name was, but like, you know, the vessel or whatever that was supposed to be sacrificed, when she gets shot and like the intro music's playing or whatever, the outro music's playing, is so crazy.
陸岸を封印された今なら接触が可能だと踏んだんだが、見通しが甘かった。いるのは私たちではなく、私か。
戻ろうか。つみきさんには時間がない。
帰るのかねまして。全員の子道真の血受体不相図、そして
Oh.
少なの器。
Dude, what a weird looking thing. That's Tengen, dude. Oh man. Alright, y'all. Very cool. Very cool. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of character names. I just don't remember their face. I'm sure if I look them up, I go, yeah, I remember them. So I definitely need to go back and try to refresh myself on some of the character names. But help me out in the comments to remind me on what I should know at this point. I don't really want to be looking up too much stuff so I don't get spoiled. But I'll do that before the review section, and I will see you there. All right, y'all. Let's go on again. The review section. I have updated myself, have a little bit more clarity, maybe still a bit confused, but definitely remembered a little bit more of kind of how things ended in season 2. I especially had to remind myself in Noritoshi, that's the like the brain thing inside of the fake Ghetto, right? And he has a lot to do with, well, one, obviously controlling Ghetto and being the mastermind behind all this, but I guess he's the one starting the culling games as well. And he's the one who released all of the like 10 million spirits, and I think that's from like Ghetto's body, right? Or all the ones he consumed over the years. Yeah, like 10 million of them, and that's why Tokyo is just insane right now. And I know that cursed spirits are like publicly known as well. Yeah, like lots of craziness at the end of season 2. And I think something that I'm a little foggy on here and trying to understand is how Noritoshi's, technique works. So I guess he can like blend cursed spirits into humans, and that creates the death paintings, right? Which is what Choso is and his brothers are. And that makes it really interesting to how he's related to Yuji in some way. And we do see in this episode that we get a glimpse of Yuji's mother, and she has not like stitches. I mean, maybe. I mean, that's what Choso kind of refers to it as, but it like matches Choso's little line on his head. So maybe Itadori or Yuji's mom was a death painting as well, which would be kind of interesting. That would make sense to why he's related to Choso in some way, but maybe that would explain some of Yuji's unique powers too with his curse energy. Really, really interesting. But I'm very curious on the Culling games. You know, I've read back on all the rules of it, and it's, you know, it kind of connects back to Norotoshi's, you know, actions, I guess, towards the end of season 2, where didn't he like basically create a bunch of sorcerers by, you know, awakening their dormant curse energy or rewiring their brains to like kind of give them more control. So kind of somewhat of death paintings, but not exactly the same thing. He's kind of like waking up natively in people. And, you know, the rules seem to be around those awakened sorcerers. The one thing I'm a little confused on is like, it has the rules and it's like, you got to join a colony within 19 days or whatever, or else you'll lose your technique. And does that apply to all sorcerers or just the ones that he's made? I'd imagine that maybe it's wider, like applies to more sorcerers, but how would he control other sorcerers' powers unless like he has that much control, which at that rate is pretty insane in itself. It would be really helpful if one of y'all could explain more of Norotoshi's powers and kind of what he did at the end of season 2 that's causing, or that allows him to create the Culling games, you know, this Jujutsu terrorism, as they called it. Obviously, don't spoil anything for me, but I think it'd be helpful if I understood a little bit more of how, you know, his power is forcing the Culling games and how it kind of connects to the greater Jujutsu power system at whole with the sorcerers we know that are separate from the ones that he's kind of like awakened, right? So really interesting there. Outside of that, you know, I want to say I really enjoyed the animation of this episode, the art design, the production itself. I think they really captured the eerie feeling of Tokyo, or they're in Shibuya still, I think, or maybe they're in Tokyo, I don't know. But, you know, the eerie feeling of the atmosphere, you know, it kind of captures the silence in Itadori's mind, like the emptiness in his soul after all the grief he's experiencing with how he has killed so many people or implicated his friends. You know, we see Itadori's guilt a lot here, him struggling with it, you know, wanting to push Megumi away, for example, even though he wants to take ownership of their failure here. He's really struggling with his guilt, which makes a lot of sense. And it's something that Itadori has had to experience multiple times with Sukuna now. And it's brutal seeing his character just suffer so much. You know, we really saw that at the end of season 2, but we see the flashbacks in his mind in these episodes, and it's just really heartbreaking. But yeah, even just like the fight sequences, the feel of it, the animation, of course, was incredible. Really enjoyed all of that. We kind of get a couple of connecting plot lines here too, with the Zenin clan having to pick the new head of the household after Nabito died, right? That was like the old man, I think, that was with Maki taking on one of those special grade spirits or whatever. I forgot. I don't know, special grade is the sorcerers. I don't think that's what they call them, but yeah, like the octopus thing or whatever in season 2. So he dies and he leaves the will, and we meet now, I'm not going to pronounce it right, the fast one. I'm going to call him the Flash Zenin. Flash Zenin. Boy, was he a piece of work, bro. He's a little prick, the younger brother who thinks he's the best. And maybe he is the most gifted, but he's really annoying, looking down on like Maki and Mai. You know, Mai, he's a little bit better, but is kind of an asshole to both, pretty demeaning towards women. But he gets chosen as the head of the clan, but there's a condition. If Geto is killed, if Gojo is killed or like incapacitated, which he obviously is incapacitated in that, you know, that seal thing, then Megumi would become the head of the house. Like he'd be officially, I don't remember the deal with Gojo and them exactly, but, you know, I guess the clause executes in this way and then becomes part of the Zenin clan, I guess, and actually head of the household, which obviously our Flash Zenin does not like, and he goes to try to kill Megumi and probably make him right. Hey, you know, you can be the head of the household or whatever. But yeah, interesting seeing him and the other, I guess his uncles. They all look pretty freaking scary. I love the scene with all, like while they're reading the will and all, it's like all grayed out and the lamps are going back for the lighting and you can see their shadows around. It's just, they capture the tension really well in these episodes. I thought they did a great job. By the way, is it Studio Mappa doing this again? Because I know last time they got worked to the bone. Hopefully they have a little bit better hours this time, but if it is Mappa, props to them once again, because these first 2 episodes they killed, not gonna lie. We also, of course, get Yuta coming back in the mix, and Rika-chan. Great seeing Yuta, and we get, you know, after he kills Itadori, man, Itadori's always being killed. You know, we get his true intentions here. You know, a lot more about, you know, what Gojo kind of tasked him with. Like, Gojo already had a bad feeling. He could sense it coming, right? And kind of entrusted Yuta with protecting this, especially the really special first and second grade sorcerers like Itadori and probably Megumi, I'd assume as well. And he's taking it on. I really love the scene where he talks about I guess, and I really like the scene where Itadori's like, why are you going this far for me? Literally making a pact to kill him just to resurrect him, to kind of throw off the rest of the sorcerer organization so they think Yuji's dead. And he's like, well, the people who are precious to me want me to protect the people who are precious to them. And like, that's enough for him. And I love that compassion, right? Like, it's not someone, this is his first time meeting Yuji, and he already has a lot of compassion, willing to go to really far extents to misdirect everyone, but also be there for Yuji itself, which I thought was really great. I also really liked the conversation and the fight between Choso and our Flash Zenin. The animation was incredible. I really liked the whole conversation around like an older brother's role. We see that with Choso so much. From the moment that he realized that that Yuji was related to him, he completely put aside his anger and frustration about Yuji killing his other brothers, and instead was like, kind of took a step back and started to lead the path for Yuji, right? And not blame him, which is really admirable. And then you see with our Flash Zenin here that, he looks down on his older brothers. He hates them. They're not strong or whatever. But Choso challenges him, is like, hey, the older brother's role is to provide a path for them. And whether they provide a successful path or like they show them what, the path not to follow, that still is leading. And I especially like when, the Zenin is like, how did you get so strong? And he's like, I got so strong through so many failures because I didn't have someone leading the path for me. I didn't, do that trial and error. And, we learn from our mistakes, right? We learn through that trial and error. And that's why failure is so important, because that's when you learn the most. When you're trying to dive into really complex things or figure it out, you're going to fail. You're not going to understand it all. But ultimately on the other side, you become a stronger person for it, which I thought was a really good little moment there for Choso's character. All right, let's go ahead and do the character ratings. And if any of y'all are new here, I'll describe this. We do this at the end of, in the review section at the end of every video, but we basically have 4 categories. So we have our MVP character, kind of just the most important one, or the one who has the most sway in the episode. We have our character with the best moment. That's more so like my personal favorite moment of the episode. That could be a cool sequence or a really good moment of the writing, or a really good moment for a character. Funniest character rating, just the funniest character. And then the Sacco, or the worst character, the one who annoyed me the most, or just the biggest pain in the butt. So let's go through those. So for MVP, I'm gonna give it to YUTA. I love the strategy and his compassion, like we talked about. I mean, I think he's obviously playing a vital role here, and boy, was a cool scene just how strong he is, being compared to Gojo, and like almost like being put above Gojo, which I kind of remember Gojo saying like he could surpass him. So it's really cool seeing his technique explained, all the cursed energy and all of that. Like, he's just got some aura to him, bro. For the best moment, I'm going to give that to Choso in his fight against the Flash Zenin. I'm going to have to learn how to say that guy's name eventually. Yeah, the animation was absolutely incredible, especially the part where like he like creates all the blood and it's like flying all around the tunnel. Really unique like camera, like kind of like the POV camera movie. I know there's no camera, but they make it look like they're filming it with the camera moving around. I guess that's like CGI, but yeah, dude, that shit was so cool. Funniest character, I'm gonna give that to Gojo. Our trapped Gojo. We don't see him in present time, but we see him in the flashbacks. I especially liked when he was like, I'm having trouble, and Yuta's like, oh, is it a woman? If there's anything that could bring Gojo down outside of this cursed sealed thing, it's probably a girl, right? And then for the Sacco, we'll give that to the Flash Zenin. Man, he was just a little prick, bro. You're looking down on others a ton, and the moment someone else is looking down on him, Yuta, he gets all defensive and whatnot, even though that's what he's like to everyone else. So, but yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all's character ratings would have been, what your favorite moment was, what y'all thought about these 2 episodes in general. I think we're off to a hot start here, I'm not gonna lie. And let me know if there's any information that y'all could remind me on. I think that would be really, really helpful. I think maybe in between episodes, I think they're releasing weekly. Maybe I'll go back and watch a little bit more of season 2, maybe even the movie. I feel like with Yuta in play, it could be good to get a reminder on that, so we'll have to see. Appreciate y'all joining me today. Hope y'all enjoyed this reaction in the first 2 episodes here, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.